What's going on, Blues? Welcome back to Life as an Evertonian, and this is our reaction to the David Moyes press conference today for the game against Aston Villa on Sunday at Villa Park. 4:30 kick-off live on Sky. We don't always cover these press conference reactions, but we do when we feel we've got something to talk about, Blues. And I felt today David Moyes' body language and his attitude, and he looked relaxed and he looked like he was in a positive frame of mind. He was asked about transfers and he didn't give away anything at the beginning, kept his cards close to his chest, but he did end the press conference with, if I can bring in a couple of players, then I will. I took that as a positive, Blues. He said, if I can bring in a couple, I know for one on this channel, I've been saying I want Everton to at least bring two players in this window, and then around 6 to 7 in the summer. So let's hope that fullback is on the horizon and possibly a striker, Blues. I think it's much needed in this Everton squad, especially the fullback area. And it brings me to my 11. At the weekend. Obviously, I'm going to tell you what I would like to play. I don't think it'll happen. And obviously, what I think Moyes will go with, it will be very much like the Forest kind of lineup, if I'm being honest. He was asked about Keenan Dewsbury-Hall, and, we're probably in the 5th week of where Keenan Dewsbury-Hall has been out injured. Hamstrings usually as a pull or a tear, nothing major, where you need an operation or anything. Usually consists of around 4 to 6 weeks. Again, we're in week 5 of Keenan Dewsbury-Hall's injury. So he could be back on the grass next week, building up to the Leeds United game, but I don't think he'll be ready for that. Obviously, Jared Branthwaite and Seamus Coleman are back on the grass, but they're not going to be ready as well. So we've only really got Jack Grealish, that is back from his 1-game suspension, going back to his parent club where he started his career. So Jack's going to be pumped for this one. And I would like to see Jack in as a 10. I know Merlin Roll has been in there, but I would like to see Jack in as a 10. And I'm going to explain why. But I don't think this will happen. Let me just say, I don't think it'll happen. Obviously, we're forced to play Jake O'Brien and Tarkowski at centre halves. Obviously, I prefer to see Jake there. We all do. Jake prefers to play there. If Nathan Patterson is all right, Moyes didn't bring anything up. Let's hope Nathan Patterson is in at right back. Obviously, standing Mikalenko at left back. Moving into midfield, we didn't hear any news over Timmy Raburum. We don't know the type of injury that Tim has got. So that it's gutting. Do you know what I mean? I think Tim's been playing well, been doing a really good job in there. So we're going to be going for Harrison Armstrong and Jimmy Gardner. Probably then Merlin Roll. Then obviously on the right, he's going to go for Dwight McNeil. Then obviously on the left, Jack Grealish. Like I said, Merlin Roll as a 10 and Tieno Barry up top. I'd like to go with Jimmy, Harrison Armstrong, Jack as a 10, Adam Azanu on the left, because he is a fullback, but he showed, attacking qualities on that left-hand side. He can tuck in, he can support Mikalenko. And I'd like to see Tyler Diblin again on the right-hand side. I thought he did well against Forest. He was poor at home in the last game, the FA Cup. He had a mare. I thought he was decent against Burnley. And let's be honest, the only thing that Dwight McNeil offers on that right-hand side is covering a space, an area. And I'm sure Tyler can do that. He's a better attacking option. He's a better footballer. You can see he's a better footballer. I know it's not happened for him yet, but it ain't happening for Dwight. So that would be my lineup. That would be mine. It would be Patterson, Tarky, Jake, Mikolenko, Jimmy, Harrison Armstrong, Azanu on the left, Tyler on the right, Jack in as a 10, Tieno Barry up top. But it'll be Jack on the left, Dwight McNeil on the right, Harrison Armstrong, Jimmy Gardner, and Merlin Rowe as a 10. Um, I think we were quite critical with Merlin Rowe's performance in the FA Cup as well. I thought he had a poor game. Um, it's been a difficult start for him in his Everton career early, new league, young lad. Um, Covers a lot of ground, he does. He has just come back from an hernia operation. They're not nice. They're not. So we do have to give him time, Blues. We have to allow to give him time. Um, but I've heard many Evertonians say he's a bad footballer. I've heard it at the ground, and I don't think we can judge him yet on that. We can't judge him yet. It's too early. So Blues, let me know your thoughts. Transfer window, it's about 14 days left. 2 weeks for Everton to get some business done. I am going to take that as a positive today with the way he ended that press conference. If I can bring a couple in, he said he makes the final decisions on players who come in. Obviously, he's working with a team. Everton's infrastructure it's all changed. And obviously, we saw it operate in the summer. Some recruitment were right. Let's be honest. Some recruitment haven't been yet. It's a work in progress, Blues. It is. We're on this roller coaster. This Everton club are building blocks. We have to look where we've been. That's all I keep telling myself. Where has this club been over them 3 seasons where Pickford keeping us in the league? Last minute, Abdoulaye Doucouré against Bournemouth. Couldn't think then who scored that day. It wasn't last minute, but it was a strike that was needed. You think of that diving header, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We've been on the ropes, Blues, and we're finding the centre of the ring again. And I understand there's a lot of frustrations. There has been with David Moyes. But let's be honest, this is a squad game. It's not about the 11 that we can field, our best 11, because numbers get limited through a season. There's suspensions, there's injuries. Obviously, we're dealing with the African Cup of Nations. 2 very good players who've had to leave with the competition. Njai, our most creative, Drissa, he mops up play and does the nitty gritty and the type of football where he sniffs out play and he reads the game. He reads where the ball's going to drop, and he seems to be there. We've lost that quality. So it was going to be difficult anyway. Obviously, suspensions have happened and injuries have sustained. We need a better squad. And let's hope that couple of players are brought in this window, a right back and a striker. And let's hope that, a good 6 or 7 coming in the summer. I know it sounds a lot, but I feel some players need moving on as well. I don't like to say it, but the likes of Beto, I don't think he'll be here next season. Dwight McNeil, I don't think he'll be here next season. Nathan Patterson, I don't think he will be. I'll be shocked if he is. So Blues, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that bell to turn on post notifications. Up the toffees, and I'll see you in the next one.